Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm working on the GREENWORKS pressure washer. This is a 1500 psi washer. Picked this up a little while ago, picked it up used, washed a couple cars with it. It worked great. Then I washed my house with it, and after that it just hasn't worked the same since. What's happening is it's not getting power. I'm not sure if it's the switch on the pressure washer or the pump, or if maybe it's plug. But I'm going to take a look at it today and try to figure out what's going on and try to get it working again so I can start using it. I've used it a few times and I like the sprayer. I like how it works. The only thing is I just can't get the cord here, or the on-off button, to work all the time. So I spend most of my time trying to wait for this to reset. And just, playing with the on-off button there. So I'm thinking maybe it's this plug here. It's a ground fault circuit interrupter, whatever you call this. I'm not exactly sure if that's what you call it, but it's got the reset here. If something goes wrong, this thing will automatically shut down, and if you drop the wand or if the cord is yanked or something. So it's a good thing to have. But the light is supposed to be red on this when you plug it in. So here's the receptacle here. Nothing. And I know that it works. So what I'm going to do today is take this apart and see if I can see anything that's wrong with it. I've thought it might have been the on-off button on the pressure washer, but now I'm leaning towards maybe this is messed up here. So I'll get right back once I get this thing opened up. So here's where I'm at. I've got the 8 screws taken out of the back. But first thing I noticed is condensation in here. You can see water in there, so that right there could very well be the reason this is not working properly. I'm going to go ahead and continue looking at it closer. Let's see if I can see anything that is obviously wrong with it. So far I don't see anything like that, and it's I probably wouldn't be able to tell anyway. There's a little circuit board in here. There could be like a hairline solder that's disconnected. I wouldn't be able to see that. So I think that water there, once that's dried out and this thing is dried out, board is dried off, it probably will be okay. Maybe it just needs to be sealed better. And all the screws were tight. It has never been taken off from what I could tell. So alright, I'll get right back. Alright, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't get this too hot. I didn't want to melt the solder connectors. And I still have some wet spots here. You can see one there. Inside there. So I'm really not sure how this water got in here. I'm thinking maybe down here. There's a gasket right here, a little rubber gasket that goes all the way around. It seats in here. So I'm not really sure. Maybe it was coming underneath the cord. but it's definitely, a lot of it was definitely getting in there. So I guess there's many ways to keep the water out. So what I'm going to try to do is, well, I've got some of this gasket maker here. I may put some of this around here, especially like right in there, and then seal it up with the screws, the 8 screws again. You could take like maybe a rubber glove and just put it back together, and then take the rubber glove and just like stretch it over. Maybe zip tie each end. That could be a way, or some clear plastic bag and do the same thing maybe. Another thing that I may try is shrink wrapping around this after I've got it put back together. So we'll see what it looks like. I'm going to continue to let this dry here. So gasket maker is in place here. I'm going to let this set up for about 15 minutes before I enclose it and put the screws back on. Still have to get this bottom piece here to put the gasket maker around that. Okay, so before I tighten it, I'm gonna still let it cure a little more, because it's still real tacky. Or maybe I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll tighten it, but not all the way. I'll tighten it down so that we see some start to come out the sides. Here's the bottom here. This is where I'm thinking the water was really coming in at. So hopefully this will seal it up. So let me grab the screws and lightly tighten these. Okay, so I've tightened them just enough so that it's kind of oozing out of the sides. And I'll let this set up so it's not so tacky like you see here. And then I'll tighten these screws all the way. It's completely cured. Thing's sealed up pretty nice, I think, here around the cord. A lot better. There's one more thing I can do here. Let me grab the material for that. I've got some shrink wrap here. I picked this up at Michael's art store a long time ago. It's been pretty useful for other projects. So I just cut it to size here. It's double layered. And like I was saying earlier in the video, you could just use a plastic bag if you don't have the shrink wrap here. You could just use a plastic bag and just tape up the sides. That way it'll protect the buttons here from getting water in them. So what I'm going to do is this is a double layer, and I'm just going to wrap it around here. I'm going to take this tape and temporarily hold it in place with the tape, So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so here we are taped up. We got the ends just temporarily taped, as well as where the two pieces come together at in the back here. I'm just going to use the hair dryer again here. Turn it over the face. So I'm just going to tape these ends with some utility tape, and that's sealed pretty nice there. Just using some of this PVC electrical tape here. Let's get the other end here. Let's plug it up and see if we can get the red light to come on. So we know that it's dried out inside there. And we do have the red light. Let's try the pressure washer. So we know now that the switch is good, and all along it was the plug. So the plug has worked great. I just washed my car here, and let me just show you how. Turn it back on here. Already dried my car off, so I don't want to get it wet, but everything works great here. Didn't have to stop and wait for it to to get cleared again. Red light has stayed on the whole time. So I thought what I would do is give it a little test here. Go ahead and unplug it. Oh, I didn't want to do this with it plugged up, so I'm not going to get a lot of spray here, but why I'm doing this I really don't know, but okay, I'm just wiping off the plug here. red. No interruption here. Let's see if there's going to be an interruption. Perfect. So I guess that's going to be it for the GREENWORKS 1500 PSI pressure washer. Just getting the water out of the GFCI plug was all I needed to do. And I sealed it up, as you saw. A couple of different ways to do that. Really, if you keep it separated, if you're doing your car or your boat or something, you shouldn't have any problems. What had happened with me was, first thing I did when I got this pressure washer was sprayed my house off, and the fascia boards, the soffits, and so I guess water must have fell onto the plug when I was doing that. But yeah, hopefully you've seen something that'll be helpful if you do want to seal the plug up, which is really a pretty good idea to do. You know, just one of these things that I've done, whether it be some kind of gasket maker or just shrink wrap, would probably suffice, either one of those, for sealing this up. So anyway, that'll be it. Thank you for watching the video. Until next time, have a great day and take care.